When I started working with clients, I had no idea what I was doing half the time. Things that costed me money, stress, and a lot of time. That's why these are the 5 mistakes that taught me the most. Mistake number 1, not protecting your personal space. Being available 24/7 sounds like a good service, but even though some people might disagree with me, I value my time more than that. When I realized this relatively early on, I made a choice and decided that my time was my own priority, because this way I was totally drained all the time and I was checking my phone, and it got to the point where I was even afraid to open the phone and turn on the screen because I was afraid to see a notification that I didn't really feel like answering to at the moment, or I was in the middle of doing something else and the notification just got me totally out. Therefore, I made a switch in the way I communicate with people and the way I take care of business. I honestly don't care when they text me because I reply in my own hours. In the evenings, it's my time to rest, to relax, to wind down. I don't really want to think about your project. I've been thinking about video stuff whole day. And the same goes for mornings. There's a period where I know I'm the most productive, and I just want to protect that time as much as I can because that's where I do most of the deep, important, creative stuff work. This is something you choose for yourself personally, but I think it was the best decision I ever made. Mistake number 2, letting one viral piece define your niche. With social media these days, it's a challenge because sometimes we don't even realize it, but a thing we post online might perform well, and suddenly people expect you to be just solely interested in that thing. But when it comes to this business, I kind of kick-started my journey with one viral video that did pretty well. And the problem kind of was that it was a reel, it was a short. And what happened was that people started approaching me with shorts. There is nothing wrong about that because it makes sense and it's the thing that's kind of required these days everywhere. But I personally sometimes prefer working with the horizontal footage. I'm a filmmaker, I love this stuff. I like looking through frames and doing things. And therefore I ended up kind of in a situation where I was most of the time approached to do a short kind of content, which first of all is kind of harder to price and it's not as fun to make, or at least I don't enjoy it as much. But with time it's kind of an industry standard these days because all over social media we work with reels and things, so we adapt and we find our own creative ways how to get through things even with the vertical video we make. So the thing to kind of take away from this is that the work you do for free, or you do at the beginning, or you do the most, you get usually approached for it. Whether it's the niche, whether it's the type or format of the video, it's important to know that this is how the industry works, this is how people operate, this is how people approach you. And maybe keep that in mind when you are deciding where to put your energy towards and what projects to focus on and what projects to take. So think about what you actually enjoy doing and try to maybe align that with the work you do, so you get hired to do more of the work that you actually enjoy doing, because then you have a higher chance of succeeding in this industry, and because you're actually gonna have fun and doing what you love and being paid for that. Mistake number 3, not locking in price before starting. For some reason, some clients just avoid the price conversation at all. And this usually comes down to 2 categories. Some people just have enough money and they don't care. Then there are people who will hassle you and try to get the price down as much as possible, be complicated and negotiate with you as much as possible. And then there is the third group who is kind of confused and don't really understand how any of this works, which is ultimately your fault because you were the one who was supposed to guide the conversation and you were the one who was supposed to get all the information needed, right? So my advice, get the number confirmed because you will save yourself tough conversations and a lot of time trying to figure things out. And if someone doesn't want to take the price upfront, it usually signals you something about that person that maybe I gotta be careful here because I might get kind of scammed. Mistake number 4, no protection on payment. I had a client who I worked with, it was holiday and it was kind of a weird situation, but she told me she needed the results as soon as possible because it looked promising that this client is going to ask for more stuff. So I was like, okay, so let me just take care of it. Let's do it. Afterwards, I sent the work, I sent the invoice, and I got paid 3 months later. After multiple messages, multiple annoying conversations with that person, and I don't really want to spend my time chasing this person because it's not a substantial amount of money, but at the same time I kind of want to have it closed and finished, right? And that was kind of a point where I realized, okay, there is something I might need to think about a little more and be more careful with, because you never know what kind of people you find in this world. And some people are genuinely trying to make your life easier, some people just try to scam you for some reason. But the key thing to remember is that you are not a bank and you are not the one who is supposed to chase them. So what I like to do, or if there is a situation like that, either get it full paid before you even start, or go on the shoot and before you start editing, you send the full invoice and have it paid before you do the time-consuming part. It's just nice thing to keep in mind that some people will try to take away anything they can for free. So mistake number 5, not double confirming details. With this comes a funny story, because I was supposed to shoot a wedding for a friend. I showed up to the place, called her, and she told me she gave me a different date. I was a day early, which in this case was fine because I'm not really a wedding videographer, and I was free the next day when the original shoot was supposed to be. But it could have been bad because I could have other things to do that day, and I may have another client booked there and I would not be able to take it. That also was kind of my stupid mistake that I didn't confirm the date, but it was also her mistake because she gave me a wrong date before we even, started. So it was kind of a situation, but what I'm trying to say is that it taught me to always check before a shoot, because sometimes you don't really want to show up somewhere where you're not supposed to be, or you don't want to miss something where you are supposed to be. None of these mistakes are truly about the skill. It's mostly my inability to judge the situation. I would say it's the experience thing you learn with time. And if you can avoid some of these things, it's a win for you, because it can save you a lot of time, money and effort that otherwise would got wasted. So I wanted to show you that these are some of the things that I would be maybe conscious about and thought about before. And let me know some of your mistakes in the comments. Maybe you forgot your SD card at home, or you took a different lens, or other things that maybe ruined the project and how you solved the situation, because I'm interested in your stories as well. So hit me up, subscribe, and here are some videos I also made around these topics of filmmaking and stuff, so feel free to check them out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.